Oh, lovely. Um, well, good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's 4 p.m. here, and good morning, everyone. And I want to say a very big thank you to all the participants for being in today's section. My name is Sebastian. It's a privilege for me to be in this event because this is the particular event that shaped and molded me in the industry. I mean, if you have not bothered to look at the vision of DSN, please, I encourage you to do so today because the vision is outstanding. And it's that vision that gave birth to me, raising 1 million AI experts and also boosting the economy of Africa. And I want to say a very big thank you to Dr. Bayo for responding to this vision because, I mean, I don't think I will be where I am now, assuming he did not say yes to that vision. DSN was the first place I heard about the word data. So if you are new like me, a few years back, just as you are now, I just want you to listen and just follow the conversation. I believe you would have learned a lot so far. So I'll quickly share my screen. Please, can you confirm if you can see my screen? Confirm if you can see my screen and also if you can see my slide. Lovely, lovely. All right. So today we'll be looking at the emerging trends in artificial intelligence, the best practices and career opportunity in artificial intelligence. Um, so we are going to play a little in this section. So please, I will want you to, if you're on your laptop, if you can just go to the link there, www.mentimeter.com, and put in the code, you get into the interactive section of this presentation. And also, if you're on your phone and you have a little data or there is strong connectivity, just scan the QR code on the screen and you'll come into our playground for this section. Within the time frame that we have, we are going to look at three key points. The first one is the emerging trends in AI. Then we are going to look at the trending career opportunity currently in the field of AI. Then we proceed with, or we conclude with the best practices. The emerging trends, we are going to look at 7 emerging trends. So while you're on this call, I want you to start imagining everything you've learned right from the prompt AI and how it can solve a problem to see how it's been used in the industry and the emerging trends that will come afterwards. I'll begin by saying this, that in my own view, that's my own view rather, though it's debatable that generative AI represents one of the most transformative areas of technology. Few years back, let's say 2 to 3 years, I don't think I'll be bold enough to make this claim or to say this. But when I look at the rapid growth of progress, the widespread adoption and the profound changes, we could see that I can say that, yes, this is the most transformative technology. And when I measure it by looking at the rate times volume, where the volume refers to the number of people affected, while the rate is the degree of impact by person, I think we can come to that conclusion that AI itself is transformative enough and also it affects all industries, cutting across jobs, industries, and the entire population. You are in the AI bootcamp, so I'm not going to go about telling you about what artificial intelligence is because you would have heard it either on the first day, on the second day, or you're going to hear it in the nearest future. But just to make you understand that there are two words there, artificial and intelligence. So it means that intelligence that we see in human. So if we then see a system exhibiting that intelligence we see in human. And when you check at the back of the system or the computer, you can't find any human at the back. So it means that the intelligence is the artificial side of intelligence because of the system that exhibits such intelligence. And just to run you a bit of the history, so in the early 1950s to 1970s, when the word artificial intelligence was coined out by the scientists, then they focused on symbolic logic and problem solving in that instance. Then we proceed to the AI winter. This AI winter, because a lot of expectations were placed, and then they called it unrealistic expectations. But you and I will agree right now that the expectations are realistic now in terms of trying to make computer think like human, act like human, and you could see generative AI playing that role. So as a result of such expectations, then so there was a stall in the development of artificial intelligence as at that point because of the computing power, and that's why it was called an AI winter. Afterwards, machine learning came into existence, development of algorithms, we had the deep learning, and now we then have the modern AI. You see, all AI applications are transforming various industries. For instance, within 6 months, ChatGPT became a global sensation and amassing to over 100 million users. By June 2023, the ChatGPT website was generating more than 1.6 billion visits monthly. And in 2023 alone, we had thousands of AI tools and chatbots in the market, leveraging on large language models, leveraging on machine learning, leveraging on deep learning. So with all the histories and advanced technology that you can even think of, now we are seeing the emergence of it. Currently, we are going to see emerging trends in generative AI. And the emerging trend in generative AI, the first on the list for today is sustainable AI and AI for sustainability. So when we look at generative AI, or when we look at AI generally, we'll see that it poses a lot of risk that can harm the ESG, the environmental, society, and governance performance. So every organization, as we speak, are thinking of any form of deployment they want to make are concerned about the environment. So I was trying to say that the use of AI poses various risks to the environment, and that is why environmental concerns are top of the minds of organizations when they try to deploy AI. So, where you are trying to develop any product in any shape or form, you should be thinking about sustainable AI and AI for sustainability. Do you know why? Let's look at this article. Let's look at this article. This is an MIT report that says that the cloud now has a large carbon footprint than the entire airline in the world. The cloud itself has a larger footprint, more than the entire airline in the world. And the next article here is saying that it takes 626 pounds of carbon dioxide to train a single AI model. So let me help you understand what this means. This means that nearly 5 times of the lifetime emission of an average American car. So you see that for any AI development or products that's going to strive in the industry needs to have this consciousness of environmental risk associated with it. Let me quickly define what sustainable AI is. This is from KPMG. Sustainable AI, because sustainable AI and AI for sustainability are two different things. Sustainable AI refers to the development and use of artificial intelligence in ways that tries to minimize environmental, social, and ethical impact. Just to summarize that, what he's trying to say is that is an AI system that emphasizes more on reducing the negative impact of AI development. So the AI system that you are going to develop in solving problems should be that one that should reduce or that can reduce the negative impact of AI development right from the development to the deployment stage. Now, AI for sustainability is closely related to this, but this is focused more on how AI technology can contribute to achieving the broader goals of environmental issues and environmental or economic challenges in a sustainable way. So what this means is that this particular AI for sustainability focus on how AI can support sustainable effort across all industries. And anywhere I am, I keep saying this that Africa is going to champion AI for sustainability and sustainable AI because we know how to create things out of nothing and we know how to use the resources that are within us. Was it last week? I was listening to Channels News, and either last week or this week, and some Nigerian youths are building houses with plastics, and it's records that the walls or the materials they use can withstand earthquake and also is a bulletproof wall. So you can imagine how some of these things, how some of the little things that we have within an environment plays a vital role in building AI sustainability. And I'm going to quickly show you that in smart agriculture, we have an arable land, and if we want to fight food security, then it comes to that point where we need to embrace it. Just have a look at what you have on the screen. This is a device. This is a device that monitors insect population in real time. I mean, as simple as it is. And you could see that when you have this idea of AI technology that is sustainable and that can serve for sustainability purposes, you can see that it's going to create a lot of impact in the ecosystem. Now, this particular device monitor insect population, and with the help of this, it works with an efficient machine learning model. When I looked at this in real time, when I saw this device and learned how it works, you see that it makes them suitable for deployment on a smaller and also on a low power device, reducing the energy impact. That is the AI sustainability side of things. And it also works on edge computing. Edge computing means that it processes, once it sees an insect, it processes it on the spot. There is no form of communication to the cloud that creates that. So you need to start thinking about edge technology. So, and it helps to reduce the need for data transfer and lower energy consumption. All of this contributes to sustainability of the AI infrastructure. But just think about it. If this kind of device seems not to be there, just imagine how farmers have been using or controlling pests or controlling insects in their farmland. They use through chemical usage. So, but with this, it's going to reduce the chemical usage, which invariably looking at the sustainable impacts that it's making. So it reduces the chemical runoff that will either get into the soil or into our waterways, protecting our ecosystem. And resource seems to be efficient. We can also talk about the biodiversity conservations part of it. Let's move on to the next one, which is the waste sorting on an AI low budget. Forget about the robots that you see there. Forget about the robots that you see there. When I went to visit this particular technology, I didn't remember to take a picture. So, but this is the closest picture I can find. You see that waste sorting, and I don't know how waste sorting works in Lagos or in Nigeria per se, but in some European countries, it's difficult and is a challenging thing to do. But recently, some councils and or some governments will provide two bin in the house, went for recycling items and non-recyclable items. But even in the midst of that, there is always an issue where the usage or the household owners miss the two, and it becomes hard for them to sort at the bay. Now, think about a system like this that can help to sort waste on a low scale. And I want you to start thinking about it because it helps to make a whole lot of sense. And this is on a low budget. You don't really need much. All you need one is a low cost camera. You can also use a Raspberry Pi to set up this. So you've been being taught about image recognition model that can be trained. So in this instant, instead of having or buying large computing power, you may decide to train your image recognition on a Google Teachable machine, which helps to reduce the hardware components that you need for this and also for efficiency as well. So this setup can help improve the recycling effort at a low cost. We are still talking about AI sustainability, and you could see that it then creates an accessible recycling technology. So if you have any idea on this and you want to collaborate on it, please quickly reach out to me. And there is a big market for this because think, for instance, some of the high rising buildings that you see in most big cities, it's difficult for them to maintain this. So if you have a device just with a camera that can dictate this is a metal, this is paper. So if you have all of this in place, it makes a whole lot of sense. So the next emerging trends we are going to look at is cyber security and defense. Well, we could see that the swift progress of generative generative artificial intelligence, generative AI, or AI itself, has quickly introduced both the new cybersecurity. This is an article by Force that looked at the two attack and the defense side of things. We've come to that point that, though we are not in the career opportunity yet, but we've come to that point whereby cyber experts will be highly in demand more than an AI expert or even a data analyst. So the emerging trend here is we are trying to see how every organizations can be one step ahead of the attackers, because these attackers leverage on AI to target both organizations, both individuals and professionals. Look at this particular article by Microsoft, and this is very shocking that 600 million cyber attacks take place daily. In fact, what happened recently in my organization through cyber attack, and the link was sent. I'm happy that I was awake as at 11 p.m. to dictate it as at that point and send a general email to everyone saying, please don't click on this link, because even the person they use his account still have full access of the account. So you could see that they are becoming more they are becoming more experts in using this in perpetuating and disturbing the environment and the ecosystem at large. And that is why we have different policies trying to ensure that every organizations are strong and also create resilience in the industry. Now, it took me a year and 6 months to come up with a cyber playbook, which is currently undergoing publication. And the cyber playbook is trying to look at different careers in the field of cyber security. So you may want to link me up and I'll send you the link to join on the waiting list. We have over 250 on the waiting list, because you understand that you can also be a project manager or be in the field of project management or agri economics and still be a cyber expert. And it's a combination of over 56 experts within the cyberspace that interviews were conducted for that cyber playbook to come into view. So the next trending thing is the cyber security and the events of it. Let's quickly look at this kind of thing. Look at an instance where you develop a chatbot that helps to educate users on avoiding phishing and social engineering attack. So just imagine you are solving the internet or you're on your system or your email, and a link comes in, and the chatbot that is embedded on your system pops up to tell you that this link is a malicious link, or this link is just one of such social engineering attack. Can we have these systems in place so people who are building chatbots and the likes of them start thinking around this, because organizations are trying to build this. Likewise, the new phones that will be coming out in 2026, because all the phones for 2025, all the phones for 2025 are already out. So the phones in 2026, we have a chatbot in this instance that will help to understand when a link that comes into your system is from the cyber attack, or is a cyber attack and medium, or a social engineering attack on your system. So start thinking around this, because within your closet or within your organization where you are, this kind of technology is needed at this point, just to educate and also to identify. So when we talk about predictive analytics, we've come to that right time where we need to use predictive analytics in its real sense, trying to predict before it occurs. Let's quickly move on to, I've talked about the chatbot. Another emerging trend is in arts and creative arts. You see, early last year or last 2 years, in the Hollywood industry, they came, or they were on strike, and the purpose of them being on strike was as a result of AI taking over their jobs. And in that divide, there are several opinions saying that people who are scared of taking over their jobs are people who don't really have talent in that instance. And right now, when I look at the creative industry and what artificial intelligence is doing in the creative industry, I tend to stand in that direction. And I'm going to tell you this, that in the creative industry, in the creative industry or in the creative art, it comes to that point where your creativity will really need to be tested. So in the AI space, your creativity really need to be tested. I'm currently working on a project on one of the top musicians, and what we try to do, because he's aged and he can't continue writing songs. So we are looking at over 100 and something albums that he did in time past, to try to see how we can use Gen AI to create new songs out of what it's been done. So here you see that it's not about creating that song, but it's that individual that is behind that system where the creativity needs to come into play. And we are going to experiment this quickly. So I'm going to go to
to this website. Please confirm if you can see my screen. And I need somebody to just turn up the system. So this is a particular site called Suno. And in this Suno, what it tries to do is to create beats based on the words that you've given to it. This is not a system that we are using, but we plug this out of it. So if you are in the music industry, if you are in the theater art, if you are in drama, any form of creative industry or demography that you find yourself, you can see that AI can play a very vital role in bringing out your creativity because you are not solely going to rely on this. So we are going to produce a song now with the help of generative AI, and you are going to give me the lyrics of the song that we are going to produce. Please, can I have someone on mute your mic and just tell me what kind of lyrics that you want to have in this song that we want to make now? Okay, so maybe I'll just say I am Sebastian and I am in AI Bootcamp. All right, are you saying something?
And so we have the participants that want to speak. So we're about to give them the mic.
Okay, please let's try to be a little bit fast because of our time. So what do you want me to produce in the form of music? Anything you tell me to write, I'm going to produce it in the music for you. And this is the power of AI. Tell me.
Arise.
No, 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 no. That's a popular. Just something abstract. So what's your name?
Manuel.
My name is Emmanuel. I am in DSN 2024 boot camp. So in this instance, so you can see we're just going to produce a song with this. That is part of creative industry. And what kind of beat do you want? Pop, rock, or what kind of sound do you need? So let me do pop, right? Let me do rock. Is that okay?
So, Mike. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So they said pop.
Pop, yep.
They said Afro beats.
Say that again.
Afro beats, like Afro beats.
Afro beats. Lovely. Hopefully we have it here, but we'll see how it goes. So what do you want to call it? EDSN. So let's create it. So now we are using the AI system in this instance to create some of these songs, right? And you are going to see how it sounds. Now, okay, so let's listen to this. Can you hear it? Seems I'm not sharing the audio. Okay, I'm sharing the audio.
Mike. My name is I am in DSN 2024. My name is I am in DSN 2024. Bootcamp. 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 My name is Emmanuel. I am in DSN 2024. Bootcamp.
Okay, so let's come back to our slide. So this is creative industry. Now, what I want you to understand in this instance is because this is helping, it creates that instance where your own creativity would need to be tested. Because back to back, we've been I belong to this choir group in England and Wales, and back to back, we've been winning competitions. And we use AI. Even when we tell people we use AI to generate our songs, we still play the song. So what we do is when we come to a system like this, we generate the sounds, we generate everything. And because I'm into instruments, I play instruments, it helps me to bring out the creative into to spice it the way I want it. And when we come to rehearsal, we try to do this song the way it is. So AI will only test your creativity and not take away your creativity. So if you're in the studio industry, if you're in any form of industry, this is going to help to create it. And that is exactly what we'll be seeing in the nearest future. Another emerging trend is quantum AI. Quantum AI. To be honest, if you think you've seen tech, if you think you've seen AI, I would just want you to hold on when quantum AI um, takes place, because it's going to be mind blowing. The next breakthrough in artificial intelligence, this is by Forbes, is quantum AI, and the conversation is now talking about how it's going to shape the industry. It's going to shape the industry in the form of accelerated drug discovery. It's going to shape the industry in terms of material science. So any form of thing that requires capacity or that requires computing power, quantum AI is coming into existence. Currently, I'm heading the research that is centered on traditional medicine, drug discovery through traditional medicine. And we are currently liaising with IBM and Google in trying to see how to develop a quantum algorithms that will model some of the molecules that we are going to design. Now, what I'm trying to say is the emerging trend here is is going to be centered around quantum AI. And Google has already demonstrated how quantum algorithm can simulate complex molecules and thereby paving the way for designing new materials. The next emerging trends that we are going to see is AI legislations and regulation. This is very big. In fact, after this call, I'm getting into a conference that brings about all EU banks together, both the leaders, and we are deliberating on some of the legislations around EU Act, AI EU Act, and DORA as well, Digital Operational Resilience Act. And part of what we are trying to say is because my own is that the EU Act cannot stand some of the processes that we are putting in place. For instance, in the banking sector now, we are seeing that some of the high risk systems like credit scoring, BVN, and the likes of them are classified as high risk. Now, there needs to be a new legislation that needs to work in this instance. So, the emerging trend here is to letting you know that there is going to be more stringent laws, particular in how AI is being used in sensitive sector. Likewise, in early this year, in a conference in law tech conference in Manchester, where I was also telling them that it comes to a point within the law firm that the legislations and regulations are going to change in order to fit in with the environment that we are talking about. Now, in this instance, you now see that if you stand as a profession in any shape or form, you need to start thinking how will these AI rules or policies or governmental bodies setting out AI rules affect or impact in your profession. And going as far as that, we'll be looking at advance in conversational AI. You'll see it in terms of some of the devices that will be coming up. In fact, last 2 years, I made a decision that I'm not going to use a particular set of phone. And this decision came after using using a type of phone. I'm not going to mention name of the phone. But right now, when I look at the 2026 model of that phone that I said I'm not going to use, I'm now having a rethink of falling or going back to use that kind because of the advanced conversational AI and intelligence system that is embedded in it. So what I'm trying to say is we are going to have more advanced voice assistants offering more natural and useful assistance, and we are going to see the next generation voice assistants. So some of these things are part of the emerging trend, but this particular one is what you need to pay attention to. It's going to be difficult, and it's not going to be difficult, or it's going to be difficult for us to navigate a post-true world. And I'm just going to play this. I believe you must have seen this
Hello
somehow,
there.
but just listen.
I'm here with my son, and I'd love you to tutor him on this math problem, but don't give him the answer. You can ask questions and nudge him in the right direction, but I really want to make sure he understands it himself. And he's here in the room, so you can talk to him directly.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Let's look at the problem together. Can you first identify which sides of the triangle are the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse relative to angle alpha?
All right, so I'm pretty sure this is the angle alpha right here, right?
All right. Now, what I'm trying to say in this, just assume because many people are creating courses with AI. So just imagine that the information the AI is passing is not true. It comes to that point where we have to find it, we need to find a balance in how to navigate a post-true world. And a post-true world, the word post-true became well recognized in 2016. And I think it was even named Word of the Year by Oxford Dictionary. So it described a situation where emotional appeals and personal beliefs have a greater influence on public opinion than objective facts. Have a greater influence on public opinion than objective facts. So if these informations are false, you could see the impact that it's going to create. So we cut across deep fakes, passing wrong informations on the internet through the use of bots and the likes of them. So one of the emerging trends is that we're going to find it difficult, but again, we are going to also find that balance in navigating a post-truth world. So these are the 7 emerging trends. And while you are seated, you just be asking yourself, what are those skills that I'm acquiring now? What are those knowledge that I'm getting right now in order to drive this technology? So let's quickly get into our interactive class. So like I said, if you're on your phone, please put it on silent, scan the QR code. If you're on laptop, type menti.com and let's take this quiz quickly. Okay, so the first question is, which tech giant is known for investing heavily in AI research? Come on. I need
Hold
responses. Oh, you
Can you hold on? Yeah. Hello, sir. Can you hold on? You've not got it. Oh, so they need the code. They need the code for the
755792. 755792.
792.
No, 7922.
So the code is 7557922.
Lovely. Okay, so because of time, we may not wait for everyone to respond. So, all right, okay,
Just a
interesting.
minute.
Okay, so I'm moving on to the next question. The answer is all of the above. So Apple, OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, all of them are investing in AI research as we speak. So let's look at the next question. Which mathematical field is especially important for understanding AI algorithms? Come on, let's go. All right. All right. So we are going off now. So the answer is linear algebra. So the answer is linear algebra because linear algebra is the foundation for understanding and developing many AI algorithms. Well, the people that put calculus, you are also yes, calculus is close to it because it helps us to understand optimizations, algorithm optimizations in AI, like gradient descent, but linear algebra is more directly involved in the course structure and observations of many AI model. So will you be interested in roles that combine AI with other fields like business, ethics, or education? Come on, let's go. Oh, lovely. So I think this one, everyone is on point. And that is where AI career path is going to now, but we come to that in a moment. So what kind of impact will you like to have with AI? Exactly, solving real world problem. And you would have heard Dr. Bayo keep saying that we need to solve real world problem with AI, not just having that competition. Thank you so much. And that is all for our quiz, and we'll come to the next quiz. But let's go back to our slide. We are in career opportunities as we speak now, within the short time that we have, and we'll wrap this up. So as AI continues to shape and redefine the industry, you observe that the skills, roles, and knowledge required for careers in AI today are closely tied, one, to the capabilities that will be in demand as the job market evolves. Let's look at the job market. By 2025, I couldn't find the statistics for Africa, But by 2025, North America will have a 14% increase, Europe will have 12% increase, and Asia Pacific will have 18% increase. What this means is that whatever that has been achieved in 2024 will increase, and the increase will be 18%, 14%, and 12%. I will not have time because I would really like to understand why you think that Asia Pacific will have will have increase more than other continents in the world in 2025. So it requires us to be prepared for the AI-driven job market for tomorrow. And these are the projections. Now, for you to prepare for the job market of tomorrow, first you need to identify your skills. You need to identify your skills. So look at where you are. So don't just want to learn this AI or be in this boot camp to go and start practicing in a field that is not your field. So if you studied agric engineering, if you studied economics, if you studied soil science, if you study physics, if you study chemistry, in this bootcamp, what you should start looking at is how the AI system or AI knowledge you are helping will drive that industry or that field where you are. The next thing is to upskill and reskill. And being in this bootcamp is a good example of upscaling and reskilling. Then connect and build connections. Connect and build connections. I can't emphasize this a whole lot because today roles such as data scientists, machine learning roles, AI researchers, they are increasing and they are being sought after across industries. And so this reflects to the growing need of having a specialized AI knowledge. But let me tell you this, that tomorrow, which we are seeing, as AI becomes more integrated into various sectors, the demand for professionals with AI skills will expand. Even more non-technical roles will benefit from AI proficiency as more jobs will require the ability to work alongside AI systems and leverage AI tools effectively. And for you to prepare, you need to learn how to adapt to new technology. You need to stay informed. And in upscaling, there are 5 symbols that you need to understand here. Identify the gaps that are within you, the formal programs, because right now you are you are meant to upscale your skills in the field of AI from the background or from the background that you have already. Then you need to look at formal programs. You need to look at the practical experience. You need to then network, which is very key. And above all, you also need to rescale. So you see that building a strong foundation in AI and machine learning now will either be through formal education or self-directed learning. And this can set you apart for roles, which will be the mainstream in the future. So at this point, I think it's beneficial to say or for us to understand that interdisciplinary applications of AI will be in high demand for AI-infused roles across board, across industries. So we are going to see a high demand for AI-infused roles in the nearest future. Still on the career opportunity, the first career opportunity I would like to tell you about is entrepreneurship. Try to solve problems. Well, this may be a tall order, but absolutely, this is a viable career opportunity in AI. In fact, AI entrepreneurship is one of the most exciting and rapidly growing fields as of today. So because when you look at the advancement in AI technology, there are endless opportunities for entrepreneurs to create one, innovative products and services, two, solutions that will leverage AI to solve real world problem. I keep saying this, solve real world problem. And if you want to understand the landscape of using AI as a career opportunity in the entrepreneurship, let's try to understand the 3 constituents of technology, which are your customers. They are the end users or consumers of technology. The next is to understand the enterprise. The enterprise here, this is where driven development and innovation takes place because enterprise invests heavily in research and development. Then the third constituent is the society. You see that when you bring the customers, the enterprise, and society, it helps you as an entrepreneur to create a holistic framework for understanding your development, the adoption, and the impact of the product or technology that you are trying to bring into the market. Now, because we are looking at it from the context of AI, let's look at the 4 drivers of AI. One is the data explosion. Of course, we can't talk about AI without data becoming having the 5 V's and being called big data as we speak. And this is part of what gave birth to the growth of AI that we are seeing. We need to look at the investment growth. So you see that companies and countries, world bodies are currently investing in AI research and development. Last 2 months, I was speaking to one of my mentees, and he just finished his dissertation, and he worked on cybersecurity threats in identifying social engineering attacks. And he wanted to. I mean, the conversation was how he can break into the industry. I said to him, you know what? Do you want to break into the industry, or do you want to proceed with the current work that you've done in your dissertation? And he said yes, that he would like to proceed with it. And we sat down to craft out now, because I've said to you that we need to apply a predictive model in for cyber security space. Then we drafted out a comprehensive research proposal that we sent to his supervisor. As I speak with you now, he is going to embark on his PhD come next year in January. So what I'm trying to say is there is so much investment by venture capitals in the development of AI. Then you may want to look at the computing power, from the graphic processing unit to the tensor processing unit, all of this. And we are now talking about quantum computing. Then you look at the algorithm advancement. If you have this picture in your mind in developing it, you understand that you are going to excel as an entrepreneur. Now, another opportunity that we need to talk about, and this is my own quote, which I present anywhere I go to, about the new wave of AI opportunity, is going to to be interwoven with other opportunities. And as a result of that, it's going to cut across all industry. Here, we are no longer talking about technical opportunities, because we've seen non-code platforms, or we've seen a low-code applications or AI applications out there in the industry. So it's going to go beyond traditional tech or traditional coding, and it will be domain-specific expertise that will be required in this present day and time. If you study police analyst, or if you study communication or communication related courses, you'll see that currently there is a role within the AI space I call the AI policy analyst, where they work on developing and advising on policy related, either to AI regulations, either to privacy or ethical usage. And this is going to play a long role, because this is where AI is driven now, and these are the new career opportunities. You may want to look at the AI product evangelist. These are the people, for those who are in the marketing side, thinking that, oh, your job will be taken, because you would have heard people say that AI will not take over your job, but the person that uses AI will take over your job. But the point here is that it's going to be interwoven with AI. So for those in product evangelists or AI product evangelists, they are going to bridge the gap between AI product development and end user by educating AI users on on AI products and their values. So the necessary skill sets, you have to understand technology and the likes of them. AI enhanced healthcare. So you studied biochemistry, you studied chemistry, you studied any form of health related this. So this is all, or medical background. This is where you come into play as an AI enhanced healthcare specialist. So you are going to be collaborating with medical professionals to implement AI tools and for diagnostic treatment planning. So the skill required, you are going to need a healthcare background or biomedical fields. Knowledge of AI tools will then complement your skill set. The next one we are going to look at is human-centered AI design. So here it focuses on those who are into US, and also the psychologists. But for the psychologists, we look at it from the angle of behavioral scientists. I remember submitting a proposal, and that proposal was declined because the team that I gathered together, there is nobody within our team that studied psychology. So you could see that that course is going to come on board, because if you want to understand how cyber crimes occur, we need somebody who understands behavioral. We need a behavioral scientist in order to understand that. So relax and embed AI in any field that you studied, and you start seeing the potential exploding in the future. So, and at this point, we need a psychologist that will understand the human interaction. Then AI-powered financial analyst. It's not just enough saying that you are a financial analyst, because if you're a financial analyst, AI can do data modeling. In fact, as we speak to you, in my organization, we are currently developing, because currently, I'm within the financial team, and we are developing a project where we can use bots in order to do financial predictions and financial modeling. But funny enough, I studied physics, but I'm a fast learner. So in that instance, I try to then understudy finance is in that content because every business focuses on finance. Every business talks about how they can make profit and the likes of them. So if you're a financial analyst, the game is there for you for the taking in terms of understanding how AI-powered financial analysts can scale through in the industry. Then also those who are within the climate change, those that studied geography, those that studied I can't remember some of those courses that are related to climate change. So you see that we are going to have a role called AI-driven climate scientist, and it is rapidly growing in the industry as we speak. Okay. So the future here is the collaboration between humans and machines as we speak. And we're going to look at best practices and we end the conversation. Thank you. So integrating AI with existing business processes. This is very key. The best practice, identify potential risk, try to do data assessment properly, look at the AI solution selections. Every algorithm is solving the problem that another algorithm cannot solve. So don't just try to gather algorithms together and try to choose the AI tools and algorithm that will align effectively for your implementation. This one, I'm going to leave it for the next section on AI, responsible AI, which is going to be talked about for the next section, because I believe that will be addressed. But this is part of addressing AI and ensuring algorithm is fair. So my key takeaway is embrace AI, upscale and adapt, look at the ethical considerations, and look at how this will cooperate with your current background or your current experience. Thank you. So you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to have chats outside of this bootcamp and to help you grow within that field that you want to be. Thank you.